What do you call a creepy skeleton with skin?
A human? A creepy human?
Adam.
Oh, that kind of skin.
I can't believe that's like a super fucked up thing for you to say to
What
someone.
what if you came back as a zombie, as a returner, and the only skin you had left on you was your foreskin because of some crazy accident?
That'd be cool.
So that was the
The
only thing you
opposite.
had left. Yeah.
That'd
Just
be
the head.
ironic. Like
Just the
piranhas
head.
ate you.
Yeah, but except
What do you
the
call
foreskin.
what do you call a big blob of fat piece of
Adam.
shit?
Adam.
No,
Adam.
William.
Can't have me. See,
I'm not the skeleton anymore. Ryan is the skeleton. and
Neither am I.
You're more of a skeleton. Damn, dude, you're not a skeleton either.
I don't know how the epidemic started. All I know is that some people, on the 7th night after their death, come back to life. I call them returners.
I don't even know, and I've got a helper, Nagi.
On his ID card it reads, distinctive visible marks. All. The most beautiful living woman I have ever seen.
The cemetery's small, but it's got a marvellous ossuary.
I don't want to. I can't.
Why on your poor husband's grave, huh?
You would have liked to know.
Well,
I've always been so understanding.
That's lies!
He came back from the dead, he raped her, and then bit her to death.
Is it true what they say? That the dead come back to life here at night?
Go away. I haven't got time for the living.
How sweet.
Yeah? No.
Please don't. I'd like to marry now.
Not as long, dear, as I've got a breath in my body.
All right.
If you don't want the dead coming back to life, why don't you just kill the living?
Smoking is not allowed in here.
What are you doing on the floor, sister?
just praying.
Delamonte, wait! There's another maniac on the loose. He already shot 3.
Somebody's stolen my crimes.
Make a wish.
I want you to fall in love with me.
No, if we're already gonna jump into that, William is I'm the main character in this movie, Delamonte.
Delamorte,
Delamorte.
Delamore.
Delamorte. This is the cool guy that drinks all the time and hangs out with a dead guy and a dummy. Can you
And so
guess which dead guys, dead people, and a big fat dummy? Can you guess which ones? William, I'll just tell you, William's the dead people
Thank you.
because he's dead inside.
Thanks.
And ironically
Dude,
enough, William
this
is
is crazy.
William is also the big fat dummy.
Nice.
So
I like
somehow
him.
somehow
I
he
like-
hit both categories.
Spaghetti, TV, headphones,
That dude's living his life, man.
chick
I'd
with
be-
a head,
I'd be Nagi.
no body. Nagi.
If you thought that I didn't see Nagi in this movie and then be like one of them is gonna say like you're Nagi,
Yeah, that's why I
that's
flipped it.
that's one of the most insulting things that's ever happened. If you didn't think that I saw this coming.
I flipped it.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
You're the head.
You got
That Nagi definitely skull fucks.
We need to get into this movie
cut that
Yeah,
because
scene.
set it up. Set it up.
the movie's called Delamorte, Delamore, but in America it's called Cemetery Man. When's it from? 1994, directed by Michele Soave. He's a he studied under
Michele.
Dario Argento, and he made a movie called The Church, which was supposed to be Demons 3, but something happened and I don't know.
The church is very metal. It's a very metal movie.
Him and
Why are you doing the
Argent,
goat seat thing?
him and Argento went their separate ways.
Oh,
That's probably why he never made another horror movie after this, because Argento's dad is rich and he produces all his movies. So
what?
you
Argento's
probably
a Nepo baby?
Argento's a
What?
Nepo baby. And then Lamberto Bava is a Nepo baby. A lot of the Italian
God damn.
filmmakers are Nepo babies. Sergio Martino, his father is a producer. Yeah, they're all Nepo babies. They're not good filmmakers.
Italian film industry from the 70s. Such bullshit, dude.
Well, in
Yeah,
the
except
80s
I
and
thought
90s.
I thought this one was actually pretty decent.
No, I'm not saying they're good filmmakers. They make cool horror movies. They make cool.
There's some
interesting-
shots.
They're not like Steven Spielberg winning awards, making tons of money. People want to hire them. They just make the same crazy movies over and over again. It's very insular. It's very small.
Yeah,
world.
but that's like also the Italian film industry, right? Where they're making lots of these B
Garbaggio.
movies.
Yeah, and the
I got
Italian
two-
film industry fell apart in the 90s with VHS. The whole thing just collapsed. Cable.
Sheesh. Well, when you said
Poor guys.
Cemetery Man, I somebody has told me about the comics. It's like an 80s comic and it's Cemetery Man, or it's
Dylan Dog,
yes, Dylan Dog.
which was that was a movie with Dylan Ruth like 10 years
Brandon
ago.
Routh.
Brandon
Well,
Routh.
I'm talking about the actual comic.
Dylan
book.
Roof is a different guy. He's a different kind of cemetery man.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I never read that comic. It looks cool.
No, I've just seen a lot of people like the covers and stuff are sick. There's a lot of cool art with it that I looked it up and I was familiar with a lot of it, or I've seen it.
I used to read
this
heavy.
movie
Right,
had this
Oh,
had
go ahead.
very much Constantine vibes.
Yes. Yeah, I used to read heavy metal comics. Those are all European, and European comics usually have like really good illustration and art atmosphere, and then they're not like American superhero comics. They're not like very branded. There's not like, I don't know. They're very loose and weird and kind of dreamlike, and they always have sex. So this movie basically feels like it's based on 4 or 5 comic books.
And let's just say all my boxes were checked. What you just said.
Loose, weird,
Sex.
sex.
Loose, weird sex.
Something
That's
else.
all I need in books, movies, day-to-day life.
That's
Do
basically
the comics
the best
have
of
nipples?
European movies. Yeah.
Do the
yeah,
comics show nipples?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
course.
god, 3 panels for one of those nipples. Takes a
mean,
lot of pages up. Those nipples are big.
I never read Dylan Dog, but come on, it's European. It's gonna have nipples. European. They make the
It's
best.
no big deal to them.
They make the best erotic entertainment.
Well, it's no big deal to them. You know, they're comfortable with the body. They're not so puritanical as us Americans.
True, and they just make them fun, and they're also not afraid to be like, like extremely transparent in hiring a woman that is only in the movie for her looks, which this actress seems to be.
You think?
Because she has a ton of plastic surgery, ton of makeup, the way they
Plastic
shoot her,
surgery. Oh, the breasts.
Yeah, everything.
Second
her,
breasts.
face.
her
Wait, what else?
lips, her face,
Oh, that's
her
not real.
lips.
Those aren't natural lips.
No, they're inflated. But
No, I don't believe it.
This was
That's-
the 90s, right? When did this movie come out? 94?
94, yeah. So this
So
is kind
that-
of
that-
rare.
Oh,
for
I
a
thought that
90s
was
movie.
trendy.
No, I mean it's a rare kind of 90s movie. It's very
Oh, right.
it's very weird in every possible way. It's got
kind of like
nudity, it's got
I
sex.
think this movie's is basically Amelie for guys like Ryan.
Amelie.
And you. Yeah, Amelie. Doesn't it feel very Amelie?
I've never seen it. That's like on the cover. It's like a lady with a red hat or something. It's
Yeah,
very
well, it's
French.
this movie's kind of like it's like so in this guy's perspective. It uses a lot of like voiceover, even like just like little throwaway voiceover lines where it feels like it's like trying to put you in his head
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Like
and
Amelie.
then like Amelie, and
That's how
and then it's like a character, so it kind of makes the whole thing like more of like a character piece than for like a zombie movie. It's like this weird character
Yeah.
piece, and
Which
it's
is also
let's face it, quirky.
that's
This
very
is quirky.
it's quirky, but it's also like that's very unique for an Italian movie to have like a strong character. Like all those Argento movies, those main characters are like archetypes. The women are archetypes. They're not highly specific, fully drawn out, unique characters the way they are. Like this guy, yeah, he's always narrating. He always has attitude. There's like a weird unexplained thing that everybody in the town thinks he's impotent and they're constantly
Yeah, but they mean eunuch.
Yeah,
They
maybe that's a
might-
translation. Wait, no, it's in English.
Yeah,
well,
because
Uh,
impotent
Italian-
just means you're barren,
my.
basically, right?
barren. Yeah.
Impotent means you can't have kids, but
You're a
you still
barren
have a
man.
penis and balls,
no,
and
no,
you
no,
can
no. You can't get
bust.
hard. Can't get hard.
Oh, that's yeah, okay.
He could be
Or-
a eunuch, but he's
Yeah.
not.
No, that's what he said when he goes to
they're
the end.
getting-
Like I'm jumping forward, but when he gets to the end, the doctor goes, "Yeah, I mean everybody knows you don't have anything down there."
Right.
So
right.
they might just all be stupid and not know what impotent means, or they're being polite.
Well, it's
Stupid
never
Italian
explained.
doctors.
It's never explained. It's just like a funny, weird mystery. Like, ha ha ha! Everybody thinks he's impotent.
Because he
Well,
is,
that-
he just hangs out at the graveyard with this freaking Down syndrome dude.
Talk
Not
about him.
even. He,
Not-
what's his name?
doesn't have Down syndrome.
Nagal? No,
Nagi.
he's like an
Nagi.
Igor. And I believe in the comics, his name was Groucho, and he was a Groucho Marx impersonator who was stupid, like dumb, but in the
For real?
classical sense.
Wait, you
Yeah.
read this?
Yes.
You read this
Yes.
comic? you
No,
said?
no, I never read it, but I looked it up. I looked it up, and I remember
So
just like probably doing a cliff notes on it at some point.
so one thing I heard
you.
is that
Thank you for this.
there was a novel Del Morte Del More, and then it was turned into a comic book series. Apparently, the movie matches the original novel first, and also the other thing that's weird is Rupert Everett, who plays the lead character, he was the model for the design of the character, but he didn't know it. They didn't tell him. It was like the artist just drew Rupert Everett.
In the comics?
Yes, in the 80s.
Okay, if you look at the comics and look at the author, they look the exact same. So it seemed like the author made himself a more handsome version of himself.
He might
I'm a
have.
cool guy. I live in a cemetery. I shoot the guys. I fuck ladies. My life is awesome. He gave
Yeah.
himself a simple
A
friend.
huge hog and a simple
Everybody
friend.
everybody thinks I
all a
can't
man
get
needs.
hard, but I can get really hard.
Yeah, I'll show them.
I'll show you.
He should have walked through that little Italian town with a full boner.
Just flashing people instead of shooting them at the end.
Yeah,
And he just runs around.
crying. Like, you think I can't get hard? What's this?
I mean, Dylan Roof could have killed this role.
You should
The
have gone into
Punisher,
that church for the boner
the old Punisher.
instead of a gun. People would've
Lundgren,
been
Dolph
Still mad, but a lot less mad.
Dolph Lundgren would have been sick.
What? Oh yeah. This
Bob
is a
Hoskins.
Keanu role for sure too, by the way.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
the
I'm sure
Constantine.
I'm sure they
Yeah.
wanted him in that Dylan Dog movie. Yeah,
I like
Constantine.
Mr.
But Constantine the
what's
comic
this
is
motherfucker's name?
British.
Yeah,
Right?
that's the weirdest part.
He's kind of different. Sandman, right?
That's
He
why
doesn't look. He doesn't look at all like Keanu.
That's
Yeah.
whitewashing. They
He's like a
whitewash that shit.
brown-haired British drunk.
Yeah.
They whitewashed it when they cast that half Asian actor Keanu.
He's not half Asian.
He's not
I don't think so. He's Canadian.
pretty sure. Oh,
He's not half
right.
Japanese,
I don't
Filipino or
think
something.
so. Keanu, he's maybe Hawaiian. The
He's
hell?
a touch. He's a touch.
How do we
of
not
the
know this off
Asian.
the top?
We've talked
Maybe he's
about it already.
Inuit if he's Canadian.
Yeah, but how do we not know off the top of our head?
Because he passes for white really well. He doesn't look
What are you
Asian.
talking about? Yes, he
So
does.
I'm saying he's
He's like
at least a quarter, maybe
David
less.
Carradine kind of
Hmm.
fuck, you know? And it pisses me off.
Phoebe
His
Cates.
mother is English from Essex, and his father is native Hawaiian, Chinese, English, Irish. Oh,
Nice.
he's a freaking crockpot.
He's spam. He's Hawaiian spam of a
He's
man.
literally spam.
It's tight. Yeah, this movie. One thing I like about this movie is that it's very bloody. He's every night he's in the cemetery and he's always like, "Oh, I'm so bored. Oh, I'm so cool." Ooh. And then he's like playing with his gun or he's like shaving, and then like a zombie will walk into his house, and then he'll just shoot the zombie in the head and blow its brains out.
It's like
And
no
then-
big deal.
And then he'll like look at Nagi, and Nagi will be like, "Huh?" And he'll say like, "Why didn't you get him first?" And Nagi's like, "I don't know."
It's not.
Be nice to
He
have
only
a-
says not. He's like the Hodor of the group.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a dumb guy that you could just give shit constantly to. you
Well,
know?
he is an awful assistant. Like every time
I
he's
get
like,
it.
"Give me the gun," and he just ignores him and he eats spaghetti, or he's like, "Help," and he's just ignoring him, watching TV. He's not
That's fair.
helpful at all. They're just homies. That's why
Yeah,
you
I guess
gotta.
that's the
That's why
problem
you
with
gotta.
hiring.
You don't bring your. Yeah, you don't hire friends. You gotta get professionals.
What if instead of a prostitute, you could get you could pay to interact with a retarded man and beat him up, and like burn him with cigarettes, or
Why
like
can't
throw
you fuck
coffee,
him?
throw coffee in his face, and it's like a
Oh,
Japanese
I'd
in
make love.
Japan. No, Japan. Well, you can
Oh,
get
that a
that.
thing?
okay. You know what their relationship is kind of like? Is it's kind of like when you're in the checkout line, and the person checking you out at the grocery store is a person of normal intelligence, and then the person bagging your
What's normal
person's a little
intelligence, Adam?
slow. Person of is that bad?
Yeah, he's
What's
a
a
dumb.
person of
He's a
normal
dumb
intel-
assist. He's a mongoloid
He's like,
assistant.
yeah,
But you
brain
can tell
damage
the
or
other
something.
person's getting like kind of just like, okay, just kind of
Don't eat.
secretly.
No, don't
hates
eat that. Put it in the bag. Come on, don't eat
Yeah,
that.
he's like a dog. It's like his little dog. But they've been. It seems like they have been doing this job forever. In that intro monologue,
It's
he
probably a reference to
said-
something in like Don Quixote or something, and we just.
But
don't
he's
know.
dumb too. He
Well, I
hasn't even
think-
like. He
I think
can't.
there
He's
needed
almost
to be
like
comic
illiterate and
relief.
shit.
Yeah, he's just the comic relief character. It can't just be some dude brooding in a cemetery by himself.
Well, who else would work in a cemetery and not have any idea what's happening?
And he's
You
just
know?
muscle. He just digs the holes.
It's like that's why another reason why he's so lonely is that his only companion is mute.
Or dead or a zombie.
I don't think he's a zombie.
No. I'm saying that he only has two friends, and it's Nah and
It's the
All
latest
those
zombie.
other zombies, they're just
and
trying to be
whatever
friends with him.
zombie walks in. But he also said that more zombies were popping up. So there was something going on. And he was running out, like it was never that busy. You said he just sits there in his room and shoots them. At first it was like he said there was like 2 in one night was kind of crazy. And then so something's happening.
Yeah,
Y2K.
it gets there's more and more of them. There's also like an element of maybe he's crazy, maybe none of this is happening,
Yeah.
and he's just insane.
You know what else this movie is? But it's a combo of Amelie for
It's
little
romantic.
Crow boys like Ryan,
Ro-
and yeah, it's like a
romantic.
romantic Evil Dead instead of like being comedic. It just I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily like super Evil Deady, but it like just has a lot of like camera moves and stuff. But instead of like
Yeah, there's a lot of
tone is
Evil
like-
Dead 2 in it. I mean, a woman he falls in love with, he gets decapitated, or Nagi falls in love with. She gets decapitated. He falls in love with another dead woman, who is killed by her ex-husband. And there's a part in Evil Dead 2 where Ash looks out the window and he sees his dead fiance rise from the grave, and she does like a stop motion dance and then like slaps him and beats him up. So there is an element. There's a lot of Evil Dead
it's
2
Definitely
influence
Evil Dead vibes.
in the late Italian horror movies, late 80s Italian horror movies. I mean,
But what's the lineage of Evil Dead though? Let's get into that.
Evil Dead 2 is I mean, Sam Raimi likes 50s movies and shit. Three Stooges. I don't know. He likes old movies. All
What?
his references are usually old, like
What do you
well, there's a movie called The Veg that a lot of people say it's very similar to, and it is, but there's no way Sam Raimi saw The Veg. You know?
Have you guys seen? I don't know if it's related. The Vag.
I've been meaning to check
If
one
Sam
of those
Raimi's
out.
never seen the Veg, then he was waiting until he got married
Definitely.
to see a Veg.
To see the Vag. He was an innocent man until he saw his first Vag.
And then he immediately made Evil Dead. It fucked him up. Made him go crazy.
Oh, he's already crazy. He's batshit. He's a Looney Tune.
That's crazy.
You know, there's a story that
Well-
Bruce Campbell tells when he was making Army of Darkness. He was tied up, and everybody on the set was like, "Where's Sam Raimi? We got to shoot the scene. We got to shoot the scene. Bruce is ready." And then on the ground, there's like a little hole with like a fence, like a gate, and then there was Sam Raimi with like a stick tapping Bruce Campbell in the leg, like, "You ready for this? Huh? You ready for this, Bruce? You ready? Come on!" And he's just like tapping him and tapping him underneath
That's a good
the
director story.
under
What
the
fuck?
ground. You know, they like go way back in high school. They have they have strong chemistry, those two guys.
Him and Bruce.
Yeah.
They should get together.
You know, but the 80s, it's about the comedy horror film. You know, you got Ghostbusters, Thriller. There's just all sorts of wacky 80s comedy ghost movies, you know?
Yeah.
This didn't seem like it was trying to play so funny.
The 90s were kind of took ghost stories a little more somberly, treated it with some gravity.
It's like horror movies weren't cool in the 90s, and they would try to underplay some of the elements they used to play. Like, I don't know, they don't feel heavy the way 70s horror movies do. They just kind of feel ashamed to be horror movies. It was like, it's not cool anymore. These movies are dumb. No one really knew what to do.
Right.
So it's rare to have a movie like this that's so
Well, I will say,
has so
I
much
just-
well, it's just rare to have a movie like this that is so well defined in its tone, and it's so like bold and confident.
well, yeah, it came off a novel and a whole series of comics, so it like had a lot of source material to work with.
Yeah, this has like, if you can believe it, this makes light of death.
Twisted, yo.
It's
Twisted.
it's a little shocking. I'm like, wait a minute, do they know how serious death is?
One
Keep
thing that's
making
very
like jokes.
one thing that's
Yeah.
very 90s about it is the way he's always cool. His emotions are all the emotions are cool and underplayed. It doesn't have that
Hips-
Bruce
hipster
Campbell
90s
thing.
hipster shit.
Yeah, he's not like freaking out at the dead, screaming, running around, scared. He's always like, "Oh, look at
That's
that."
his job. That's what
Oh,
I'm
you-
saying. He's been doing it for years.
It makes
That's
sense.
a very
It's good.
90s thing. That's just like he could have been Eric Stoltz could have played
That's-
him.
That's why this is a good movie from this era, though, because like the story, it makes sense with the story that he would play this like that. So it like, this is what you got to do if you're thinking of if you're trying to think of a movie idea, is you have to think of first what the attitude of the time period is that you are making this in. Then what do people say a lot? What are things that, you know, trends in conversation and things like that, and technology, and then you just make the movie to be exactly something that
Like Barbie.
everybody wants.
Barbie.
It's knowing the audience, kind of, actually. But it starts with the idea, is what I'm saying. Barbie is like fun and social, and we live in like a social time where people, it's not like antisocial.
So you're
We don't
making
live
a
in-
movie
we don't
of the
live in an
time.
anti.
Nobody's making timeless movies.
Oh, no. You have to make it very almost like where it's
I think
stops being like
What
relevant within like a month.
what's going to be the what's going in 20 years from now? What's a movie that
Sure.
came out in the last 10 years or this generation that will be considered like a classic? Has there
10
been any?
years.
I don't know. In it, like,
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Thinking about
popular.
these kind of fun things.
It's just popularity contest.
yeah, but I'm saying
be
in
right
like
back.
30
No,
Like
no,
years.
but
the problem is every movie will be
influences
considered a
culture.
classic.
It influences culture in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Barbie.
Yeah, Barbie, I guess. But you know what I'm saying is like
But Barbie's gonna
Barbie-
burn out fast. It's gonna be like, oh, that was the trendy movie. That like next year people
think
are gonna
that's
be
probably
like,
true.
that's too it's too specific for its time. That's one thing Ryan was saying, I think, where like if something
That's
is like
I was trying to get at that.
You know what?
like
you know what I think is
Y2K
gonna-
stuff,
oh,
like we were
yeah.
looking at the early 2000s stuff, it's like so specific with its like futuristic shit and its graphics and its, you know, Y2K-ness that it aged fast and then they like abandoned the whole look.
Right. Yeah. That's also like
Everything-
dated special effects and stuff though too.
Well,
But
everything's
this-
dystopian now because it's easier to go dystopian than think.
You know what? You know what I think is going to be a modern classic? Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour.
You think?
That's going to stand the test of time.
Hold
Yeah.
on,
I
let
don't
me get
even
my
get.
let me get my gun so I can kill myself.
No, go first.
Hey.
Go hop on your in your
Yeah.
car and go
No
drive around
way.
downtown.
Over
and go
my
shoot,
dead
no,
dead
go
body.
shoot
That
go
stuff is
shoot
that
seven
she's for girls.
seven
and this
jocks
is for guy-
downtown.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That will
guys,
be the
guys
number one.
rule.
That will be the number one letterbox movie of all time. It'll go.
Yeah.
Her fans will just make it the most popular film of all time, and it'll and
Spider-Man.
that'll be it.
No. I don't know. They have to be like really good too, I guess, or something.
Mandy.
I don't know.
Mandy will be
you
the
think
defining
Mandy's
film of
gonna
the
come back?
2010s. The 2020s. I'm
Bold.
thinking.
La La Land.
I'm thinking Thor: Love and Thunder. Great end
Mm.
credit sequence. That movie is gonna hold up in the long run.
Why?
People are gonna love
was
it.
that your,
Hell yeah.
That was your last hurrah.
It's the last hurrah for me. So that was the Marvel movie where it all came together for everybody and everybody was happy with it. So
Yeah, especially the credits. They said, man, this is the best
Yo.
part of any Marvel movie.
or I guess no, first I had Guns N' Roses. But yeah, anyway,
Oh, hell yeah, right.
it's hard to say what will be big in the 2020s, you know, Moonlight, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Midsummer.
That's a 2010.
Is it gonna be an
These are
A24
2010 movies.
movie? Will it be fucking Master Gardener by Paul Schrader? We just don't know. Could be anything.
I bet it's going to be this one. Dalamarte Delamonto.
That's
people-
that's from the 90s.
This is a good
But I
movie.
get what,
It's-
yes, that's a good point.
Donatello Leonardo.
You know,
Hell
everybody
yeah.
loves this movie. Chicks
What's
love
it called?
Delamorte Delamar.
Mm-hmm.
Delamore. Delamore. The one
Rose
that's in
Delamar.
Line Picture.
Della Muerte
Delamorte,
No, that's not right.
Della Muerte Telemundo.
What if his assistant was Roseanne Barr, his retarded assistant?
But she didn't know
That'd
she
be
was
cool.
in a movie. So
And when
every
she's-
scene,
they
she's
should-
just truly confused.
She's smoking cigarettes, talking about like owning a farm in Hawaii. And like
You know, Roseanne got hit by a
Trump-
car.
TikTok
Today?
memes.
No, or when she was young.
How do you know? Were you driving?
Remember
it?
her and her, yeah. It's in the back seat. My mom was driving. No, just so you guys know, you're talking about a car accident victim.
What was she doing in the street?
Is that why her face is all fucked up?
Talking about Roseanne's a babe.
What was she doing in the street and what time and what was she wearing? Because if she didn't have any glowing clothes and it was nighttime,
You know how funny it would be if a car braked on her head and she just dragged face forward on gravel? Ah.
she just Gary Bused it.
That's
like-
what happened, dude.
and they gave
I
her a
think.
face transplant, and she just came out like with the like that stink face, like that Popeye angry look that she has in the 80s.
Adam, why are you defending Roseanne Barr?
She's a queen.
She's just
I love her.
she's
I'm
a car
Adam.
accident victim. She's a victim of getting hit by a car. And I
Give
just
me
think
the
we should be sensitive
details.
to those.
That doesn't
No, we
make her
got streets,
heroic.
there's sidewalks. Why the hell was she in the middle of did the car come onto the sidewalk?
I'm white knighting for Roseanne.
You're
It's
simping.
about time.
I'm simping. Hope she's doing all right.
I didn't know Adam was
Miss
a
her.
bar was on the barometer.
She's funnier than most female comics.
She's one
She-
of the queens.
She's definitely goofy.
If you see Roseanne stand up, I kind of didn't say this.
Yeah, it
right,
sounds
like,
her
immediately,
stand-up's
no,
like
listen.
seems like she's
Yeah,
got hit by
now
a
it
car.
is. Yeah, listen to me.
It's dumb as hell.
I have like a really
This
serious
guy.
point.
Sounds
if
like
you
she got
see
hit by a damn
stand-
bus, to be honest.
If you see Roseanne stand up from before she got Roseanne, you're like, oh my god, this is like she's on fire.
Yeah,
She
we know.
crushed
We
it.
don't
Car-
The
care.
car
Roseanne
exploded
crush.
after it hit her.
Sorry, I made
Yeah.
light of her incredible 80s stand up. I'm a waitress. Blah.
That's her show. The show is also.
comedy,
She doesn't get props. She doesn't get enough props, I think.
doesn't she say a bunch of racist crap all the time and talks about
Yeah, that's kind of what
UFOs?
people get. People.
Who
people
doesn't
aren't
get
so
enough
that's what
really
props
happy about that
is
stuff.
John Goodman for doing fucking so many seasons of that goddamn show.
Yeah,
One of
and
the greatest
carrying it.
actors ever, just like destroying
It's a-
every episode.
He was the car
Effortless,
that
yeah.
hit her. That
Dude,
dude
that-
was big at the time. He was
Although I guess
big.
it's
He was
unfair to
heavy.
compare any actor to John Goodman. They're just not going to be as good.
Is he in your top 5, William?
Although he's terrible in King Ralph, which is funny. No, he's just a really good, consistent character actor, you know? He's really good in
You were
Roseanne.
you were sucking his cock in Speed Racer. That's why I'm.
And it seemed to me like he was phoning it in Speed Racer,
No.
and it still was amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
that's
not.
what
I'm not saying negative. It seems like that was a paycheck
Damn.
for him.
He's
Ryan,
doing
you're,
the
like,
bare minimum.
ripping the cock out of William's mouth.
That's not phoning it in. That's just being like,
I'm lifting his belly off of the back of William's head. While
it's just a really good professional character actor going like, hey, this scene's
then
not
pull-
about me. I'm going to let Emil Hirsch shine.
Holding it up while you're bringing your head in, and then you lower it down onto your head.
So it's just William and I down there, dual slobbing on his knob.
But you have to like tuck yourself in,
You
basically.
can't. It's cozy. It's honestly not even sweaty.
And it kind of just pushes you also into his body. Oh,
Look, this conversation's not about John Goodman, okay? We're talking about Cemetery Man. We got to talk about the best scenes.
no, we were talking about Roseanne.
That chick, his first chick is goth, you know, beautiful woman, in love with a dead guy,
That
Cemetery Man.
95-year-old man.
I'm really bummed
Yes.
about this whole like fake lip thing that you guys are saying,
Why?
honestly. Because she's a very beautiful woman. I hope this is
that-
not. And also, that's like, that was before people got lip stuff, I feel like.
She was ahead of her time.
Sorry. Don't mind me.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm sorry to break it to you. Her gigantic lips are not real.
And that doesn't mean she's ugly. We're not saying she's ugly.
Wait.
So there's a scene where he's banging her in the moonlight, and then her husband comes alive. Yeah,
Beautiful. On her husband's grave.
and
Absolutely beautiful polyamorous scene.
every shot is like storyboarded, like
Oh,
has
wait, I
beautiful
like that.
symmetry. There's like tons of work in it. There's like a fake moon behind them. There's all this work put into every shot.
Yeah, there is a
Looks
lot of
nice.
work put into like shots that don't need wouldn't normally. They're not like flourish shots or anything like that, but they have these like flourish.
It adds character, like a specific
Yeah.
character, though.
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
feels
kind of is like a-
artisanal.
kind of reminds me of Amelie.
We know.
Touches. Just saying, this is the Amelie
Well,
for boys, basically.
you know, Amelie, Jean-Pierre Jeunet, he made a movie called Delicatessen, that I'm pretty sure Nagi's in, and Nagi could even be in City of Lost Children. They are very similar movies. It's like if you want to see like a very dreamlike foreign European comic book looking thing, check out City of Lost Children. That's a movie I liked a lot, growing up. It's twisted. It's freaky.
Amelie,
it's goth. It's like
yeah, but it's not whimsical.
for you.
Or I guess
Look,
it's for you.
Amelie was very popular in the early 2000s, but
It's Amelie. It's Amelie, motherfucker.
My favorite
This is
Jean
just like the
Pierre Jeunet
Roseanne shit
movie
all over again.
is Delicatessen. Everybody check out Delicatessen. That movie's awesome. Way better than Amelie.
No.
So this chick is she's begging Cemetery Man, and then her husband comes alive, kills him. She gets killed, she gets bitten. And then you think she's dead, but then it turns out she's actually just asleep. She wakes up, and then the Cemetery Man, he doesn't know it. He thinks she's rising from the dead. He shoots her in the head and kills her. Tragic.
Yeah, that was, I guess, tragic. Yeah.
It's a beautiful love story. And then the next story is another beautiful love story. Nagi is in the town square, and he sees this beautiful, voluptuous woman, young girl, and he gets so excited he vomits all over her, just pukes.
Yeah, the drooling they do, the practical effects on the drooling is so disgusting. They do it multiple times.
It has bubbles.
And it's like
you guys don't drool like that naturally.
It's too syrupy. It's too thick.
That's what happens when you start drooling, right?
Just think of the most offensive.
It's a little too cummy. I'm just gonna say it.
It's perfect because it's very offensive. Yeah, he's blowing bubbles out of his little mouth, and he has his mouth is all tight.
And he's scooting his chair closer to her.
He wants to come.
Maybe
he's
it's
so
like
horny.
it's like sucrose-y. Fructose, I mean.
And nobody's reacting.
Corn syrup.
Everybody's like, you probably want to move to the left. And he's like, what? And he goes, you will probably want to move to the left. Anyway, so what were you doing last Saturday? And then he just completely busts and pukes on her. And everybody's fine.
A type of busting. If a guy does that, that's like
she's covered in busting. She's covered in vomit, head to toe, and she's like, he puked on me. And then her boyfriend or this cool guy shows up on a motorcycle, and she just he's like, hey, want to ride? And she gets on the motorcycle and rides away, covered in puke, doesn't want to clean up or even get a napkin.
Oh, he says, I thought this was a funny line. When she gets puked on, she gets blasted out of her chair. She's laying on her back on the ground, and he rolls up looking down, and she's covered in like Nickelodeon slime colored puke. It's green. And it's just nasty and chunky. And the Mordecai or whatever his name is comes up and rolls up on his dirt bike. And he goes, what's going on? You need a ride? And she's like, this guy just puked on me. And he goes, haha, new fact, hop on. And he's just said, new fact, hop on. Like he was like, oh, I don't care, hop on.
That's a common phrase everybody says, when they
hear new fact.
New fact. New fact.
Hey, I just freaking dyed my hair yesterday. I went a little bleach. Oh, new fact, dude. New fact. Dope.
That's cool.
Like it.
Yeah, it's like saying dope. That's cool. I think that's really cool.
It is a dubbed film.
New fact.
So it has a charm of them crowbarring English words into the mouths of foreign actors. So
it was dubbed? I
yeah.
thought they were
it sounds stupid.
New fact.
Before, now that you're saying it like cool and stuff, it sounds like a cool thing to say. But when you were like, haha, new fact, then you were like, oh my God.
Like I just absorbed new knowledge. That's what I'm going to start saying. Hey, I'm on a new diet. I just absorbed new knowledge. Tight. Cool.
Yeah.
Absorbed? Such
a cool thing to say.
Yeah. Well, she absorbed some vomit, and then riding around in the hills, she's having fun with her friends, and then there's like a bus full of Boy Scouts, right? And then there's like a nun. There's tons of people on the bus. They crash into her and her boyfriend. She gets like her head run over. Her head blows up. The bus goes off a cliff. There's a shot of like a horse reacting to the sound of the bus crash. But then now
that's
there's
a
all
good
these new
shot.
bodies in the cemetery. In that, the cemetery man now has to take care of like these Boy Scout kids. He like kills a bunch of them. He there's
They
a
come back
cool.
as zombies. Yeah.
She
Oh,
obviously
and then-
comes back as a zombie.
And Nagi takes her head, rips her head off, and then he's like
Oh.
starts dating her head, like Ryan was saying.
She's also
Yes.
buried in a
Fun.
glass casket. Is that a real option?
It happened to Snow White.
You want you got you
Yeah.
want
it's
that for one
it's
of those?
real.
I want to be buck naked and buried in a glass casket and not buried until 2 weeks after my death.
Well, I don't think you're buried in them normally.
And you're posed like this with your
No,
hands behind your head.
my hands are behind my head. I'm lounging in that casket. It's going to be wide.
You're given a hookah or
I'm stretching out.
Shaka.
It's going to be like a wingspan width of a
Oh
casket.
damn!
It's going to be comfy. My dingus, my little tiny shriveled dingus. And the
Yeah.
last thing that dissolves is my foreskin.
It would be really funny if, because when you die, I'm imagining your dick gets, because you lose blood and stuff, right?
Worms
your
come out of
dick
it.
Probably gets as small as it could possibly get. So you're
Oh.
doing this thing, being like, I'm going to show everybody my dick, but little do you know, you're making your dick as small as it could possibly be, and that's how everyone sees you at your funeral. That's the last thing that anybody,
No, that's the only thing I'm going to
everyone who
embalm.
knows you.
No, I'm going to just
Oh, cool,
embalm
cool.
it or
There you go.
taxidermy it.
Okay, good solution. Good work around.
Or put like a cow or a dog's dingus on it. Like have somebody sew a dog's taxidermied wiener, so people are just like, did he just have a dog dick his whole life? What the fuck?
Another interesting solution.
It's like
Yeah.
something like an
What the
Egyptian
fuck,
pharaoh
man,
would do.
DJ? Was this dude half dog? What the hell?
Get your video
That dude's got a damn
games.
whale cock. That dude's got literally a whale cock.
You
That'd be
got your
cool.
like
That's one that's worth doing for sure.
you got your little like 90s guy or like slacker guy tomb.
Yeah, couple copies of Game Pro.
These are his precious
Just nestled,
artifacts.
just nestled under my arms.
Power glove.
Those would have been good to keep, by the way. I feel like I would thumb through a Game Pro every now and then if I had one. An old Game Pro.
We work on a similar rating system of 5.0. But we
That's
don't
what
like
Game Pro did.
we don't rate the graphics, sound,
Hell
and
yeah.
control
Maybe we should start.
with a face.
Just
But-
individually.
There's also a guy who comes out of the grave on a motorcycle, which was confusing.
Yeah,
It's
that's the guy.
was he buried on his motorcycle?
Yeah. Okay. Do you not remember this? He's the guy that picks up the puke girl.
I know.
yeah.
I know he was, but they
So
don't
he
show
gets
him.
mangled. He gets Yeah, they don't. But on the funeral, it does a pan of every casket, and the last casket is not a casket. It's just a crispy motorcycle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a crispy dirt bike. And then you only
He gets
see
buried
like
with his
you only
motorcycle.
see like 25-30% of it, and then his little side chick comes running in and goes, "Yeah, I loved him." That whole scene. So he
Oh, yeah.
was in
Very
the in the
sad.
accident.
chick.
It's implied that in the accident he was fused with his motorcycle, like it just exploded and it fused with him.
And I do have to say this,
So
like
they had to bury him with so he's like a centaur when he comes back,
this
like a dirt bike
motorcycle
centaur.
Yeah.
biker guy,
Yeah.
cemetery zombie
was cool.
character definitely feels like he's out of Dead Alive. Like when all the zombies come out of the grave and the priest fights them.
I don't really remember that movie.
That movie might be, Dead Alive might be the best 90s horror movie. Now that I'm really thinking about it. It's before Cemetery Man, and there's definitely a lot of influence on that. Or on this movie.
Mm. Yeah, isn't it like just like constant like
Wackiness.
creative what?
Wackiness. It's constant.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very wacky. It's very silly. There's like
something about a penis.
rat monkey, and there's the grandma gets sick, and then she's puking, and her head
Well,
comes
no,
off.
it's like it's a lot of like creative
Yeah, I see the
like
motorcycle.
trick shots.
Yeah, definitely. It's like Evil Dead 2, Brain Dead, Cemetery Man. This is like the holy trinity of like splatter horror movies. I guess a Reanimator in there also. Gotta have Street Trash. Gotta have Street Trash. Top 5.
Reanimator's pretty good though.
But
I'd rather watch Reanimator than this one.
anyway. Well,
What about From Beyond?
I don't know. I don't remember
Fuck.
the prequel or the one that started it.
Go with the horny pink guy in the roof. He looks like the
The
guy in
attic?
Slither.
everybody gets horny.
Yeah, the attic.
Yeah, I remember that one. I watched it with my dad, and my God, he got horny.
He's like sweating and panting.
Then the movie gets very weird in the second half. He starts losing his mind. He's having dreams of killing people. He is killing people. He keeps killing women that look like the woman he fell in love with from the beginning of the movie. And then there's this like investigation of a citizen above suspicious thing happening where a cop is always like, we know you didn't do it. We got the suspect. You're innocent. Don't worry. And he's like trying to confess to the crime. And he'll be like brazen and, you know, he'll show his weapon. And the cop doesn't care, just ignores him. And so it does feel like he's going crazy.
Well, yeah, after he kills what'd you say? The love that he thought was turning back into a zombie.
He killed the woman that,
And he knew she was alive. So then he's kind of snapped after that. Started seeing her around.
yes. His beautiful woman, he can't handle the pain of murdering her, the reality of murdering her. And then he keeps seeing her again.
Vertigo.
There is a shot like Vertigo of her hair early on when she's introduced in a cemetery. So that's definitely a big influence. But
Vertigo. I don't think I've seen that one.
it's an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Nope, too scary
Alfred E.
for me.
Hitchcock.
A little too
very
spooky. Sorry.
Very suspenseful, Ryan. Very suspenseful.
There aren't a lot of grown men that are scared of things like this. Movies
The
like this.
Hitchcock.
No, like a guy who's like, hey, that's a little too scary for me. Just like a guy who's constantly
There was a kid,
A little too scary. A little
40-year-old
too
man.
a little too scary. A little too much nudity.
like a family friend of mine,
Sorry,
Ooh,
not for
yeah.
me.
that came over to my house once, and I was watching Tales from the Hood, the like ridiculous black anthology
Yeah.
film that's like Tales from the Crypt. And the kid was 13 or 12, and I remember him being like, okay, I don't think I should be watching this. This is really scary. And it was just like puppets or like a skull with sunglasses on.
Yeah, that's Ryan, but that's Ryan is a 32, 3 or whatever.
A little too. I'm sorry. I'd like to stick to Cars.
You know, you
I'd
guys,
rather
you guys
wa-
got Cars? You guys want to watch
I'd rather
Cars?
watch Cars. Not the
Bunch of
Halloween
guys
special.
hanging out, drinking beer.
Just getting like worked up, slapping each other on the chest, like, here
Yeah.
we go. It's Cars.
Just Halloween, so they're just getting together and trying to have some sort of like Halloween sort of night.
Shout out the Cars 2
doing shots out of little Hot Wheels.
Lightning
It's a
McQueen
car-
Hot Wheels.
Yeah, it's
We
a
gotta
Cars
shout-
themed Halloween.
We got to
Party.
shout out
Cool.
Michael Caine retaring, 90 years old.
Oh,
Cars
yeah.
2
He just did today or something.
last week.
Finn McMissile. His character's name in Cars 2. Finn McMissile.
Oh,
He's immediately
Finn Missile?
Cars is like just literally cars as people or whatever, and it's like very kid friendly. Cars 2 opens with Michael Caine's British spy car character Finn McMissile like
On a
doing this
boat.
spy thing, and he's just like machine gunning. It's like cars machine gunning each other.
Yeah, he's a
is in the
James
opening
Bond
scene of this
car. He's the car from Goldfinger.
I know, but this is a movie for 2-year-olds.
well, they got to learn.
I think they realized their audience was much older.
That's how my kid learned how the world works.
Pixar makes movies for the kid and the parent, and it's also cool to have a car with machine guns. That is something a 2-year-old
Hey,
understands and
I
gets.
like
They're
it.
not
I was really into the British spy car with machine guns, but you know, I don't know if he's ready to. I don't want my kid to learn about guns. Yeah,
Yeah, he's learning
Animal
about
in
guns
the movie
before he learns
theaters.
what driving is.
yeah, he learns
scared
about
looking around.
guns. Well, and driving at the same time because he's watching cars too. So
What's wrong with guns? Guns are really cool. Kid, please buy your child a gun.
I should start taking him to the range actually and getting him comfortable with like a
To
Derringer.
dress him like
or whatever.
Keanu Reeves in The Matrix and give him like little
Yeah.
Uzis and sunglasses.
Little John Wick.
Yeah,
Little hatchet.
That's a good point. Okay,
just
so
train him
time he
like
learns.
Rambo. Turn him into the ultimate
You could
killing
stop.
machine.
You could like stop if there was another kid with a gun at a daycare or whatever. You could stop.
Yeah,
You could
I
be the
mean,
good- the good-
somebody's got to.
Good boy with a gun.
That's gonna be a
There's,
law.
there's not
in like
there's not
10
really
years.
anybody out. There's not really anybody out there doing it now. So somebody's got to. Might as well be your kid.
There's gonna be an open carry at school law for children where they need to have guns at school in like Florida and
Oh, man.
Texas.
Dude. Holy fuck.
Like if it's not already.
Yeah, I know, for real.
I'm 18. Why can't I
Oh,
bring
God.
my gun to senior
I
prom?
mean, if you can have a baby, forced
Because
birth or
they
whatever,
go,
you should be able
"What-
to like.
Because Timmy,
Carry on, I
you're a
guess.
freaking freshman. You're not even welcome at senior prom. You don't even
They
have,
have
a
to be
date.
moms and dads and stuff at this point. They could use a little, they can handle responsibility. I mean,
Yeah,
I say let them
That's what
vote.
the teachers
I
are
say
for.
I say let the children vote.
why not? We don't have
They
to
get to
count
carry a
it. But
cool-
I'd be curious. I'd be curious to see
The
who
ki-
they voted
They can
for.
vote for a kid president, and it'd be like a little
Yeah,
kid who's
yeah.
like, really cool, like senior, like prom king and prom
Like
queen.
Trevor, Tyler.
yeah.
What is that the Wonder shows and
Shows
sketch?
him.
Tyler Wonder.
Oh yeah. God damn.
Be like a
Yeah.
TikTok star, president of the kids.
Oh,
America.
the Yodel kid.
I would love that.
That was on Ellen.
The
Was he on
Yodel
Ellen?
kid
The Yodel
from
kid?
like Vine or whatever.
Yeah.
What about
He's
the
like
Pepsi girl
he's the Pepsi girl. Who's that?
from like, who's the guy in Social Network?
This is
Jesse
Oh,
Eisenberg. It's her sis.
yeah.
It's his
Awesome.
sister. Was the Pepsi girl like 20 years ago with the curly hair?
okay. Oh,
That's like sideways nepotism.
Oh yeah, they fucking.
sideways
They're
nepotism.
always.
It's like
they're
a
all
real,
connected. It's all connected, baby.
Real Gyllenhaal situation.
I watched a movie the other day
Shit.
written by Stephen Gyllenhaal.
Which way,
his,
though?
his father.
Which way though, Ryan?
You know which way.
Damn.
69.
Well, okay. All right. Okay.
It'd be cool in Donnie Darko.
That's both ways at once.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if in Donnie Darko they 69 brother and sister.
69 is
like-
all about equity.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
It's communism, really.
Equity. Yeah, exactly.
My biggest
People-
thing with
everyone's
that
equal.
is, and I always have trouble. This is always my biggest argument in relationships is like who's standing and who's getting held upside down
The man
when we 69.
better
Yeah,
be
but
upside
sometimes
down.
I need I want to be upside down.
If your woman doesn't hold you upside down, she doesn't love you. That's like the sign of that's a sign of like a good, prospect to date.
You could only date
Good
people
test for any.
the exact same height as you, in length and like.
Maybe, maybe not.
It'd be
No,
so
you want
hard.
to date a
have to do
tall
crunch.
woman. You have to
Yeah,
date a very
exactly.
tall woman who can hold you up. That's the dream.
Like a little upside down baby.
Yeah,
Well, who would be better to protect you and your family?
that's true. You want to
Gal-
find a woman
Gal
that can
Gadot.
protect you.
Big
It would be
beautiful
cool if she was like,
woman.
I was
7
thinking
feet.
Bridget Nielsen. You
Mm.
kidding
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
Bridget would destroy Gal Gadot in
What about
a
what about Roseanne
combat.
Barr?
The German Gal Gadot.
Oh,
Say what?
she could take both of them on and win.
Roseanne Barr. Hell
Beautiful woman. John Goodman's upside down, just fucking her face
yeah.
on his hands.
It somehow the flap is still over her head.
You two guys are like, he's phoning it in. He's not. His heart's not even into it.
He's
Forgot about the
semi.
flap.
He's not even full.
So there's a weird scene. There's a weird thing in Cemetery Man where he meets a woman who is afraid of penetration, and she says she can only
Mm.
be with an impotent man. And he's always telling women like, I'm not impotent. But with her, he's like, oh yeah, I am impotent. Great. Let's like,
Yeah.
she's like, great, we'll get married. So then he goes to the doctor and tells the doctor, like, I need to take care of my dick.
You need to make me into impotent.
And then the doctor's like, you don't have a cock, like Ryan said. And then he pulls out his pants and he's like, oh, you do.
Very-
And then he takes a
Very
giant
Italian
needle.
doctor's appointment.
I bet you don't even got a cock. What a perfect way to get somebody to flash you. I bet you don't even got a cock. Everybody in town says you don't got nothing down there.
Works every
And
time.
then you
I'm
have
always-
to show him. And then he goes,
You
I
gotta
bet you
tell
don't got a
women-
butthole either.
If you're like looking to bang
You get all
chicks, you know,
serious like that.
just go, I bet you don't got a pussy.
Women wouldn't fall for it as much, I feel like.
I bet you $5 you don't have a pussy. And she's like, what? Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna make $5. And then she shows you her pussy, and you're like,
Or you could say there's something wrong with their pussy.
Yeah, I
Like
guess I'm
heard,
out of
I heard
luck.
that your pussy is really huge, or like wide, or something like that. I heard that your pussy is really wide, that you could see it from the front, like from just standing. And then
heard
so
your-
she's like,
That's your move, Adam?
"That's my move." So, and then she's got it. She pretty much has to do it. It's kind of a checkmate sort of situation.
I heard your
It's a
pussy
sexual
stinks.
checkmate.
That's what I would
Let
say.
me smell it.
Oh yeah, there you go. Got to do the smell
Just
test.
smelling it.
It's
It's like, oh,
a good punch up.
yeah, that fucking
Always add
stinks
smelling
real.
it to the punch up.
That stinks real bad.
I mean, that's even because I'm just staring at it. This pussy that's not as wide as I said it was.
I bet your pussy can't even take a kick. Then you just fucking kick her right in the
Yeah.
cunt.
Oh yeah, and then that's the next 20 minutes of the movie is just the doctor getting delamate de malamato.
And it's a big
Dude.
fat 90s Italian Playboy bush, just fucking thick.
That's why I brought the hedge
Yeah.
trimmers out in that scene.
Your toe gets stuck in it.
His toe gets stuck in it. Hey, what's the deal with he's like trying to make a puzzle like that's shaped like a skull.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be like a cool reveal for like some weapon to kill all the zombies or something. Like a magic, like a real. I was thinking Constantine.
Tis a metaphor.
Hmm.
Oh, that's lame.
Oh yeah.
No, metaphors are cool.
Why? Name one
They're just-
metaphor that's cool.
Dude. Damn, I gotta think of a metaphor now.
Yeah,
When you
think
put
of
it that-
a
when you
metaphor,
put it
but
that
then
way,
think of
it's
a
not
metaphor that's
easy.
cool.
All right, I'll tell you a cool metaphor.
gonna
Mhm.
The song
Google it. Cool
Blackbird by the
metaphors.
Beatles is actually about black people. Pretty cool, don't you think?
I could eat.
No.
Here's some cool metaphor. I could eat a horse. It means I'm very hungry. Or here's another one. It all went pear shaped to go wrong. Is the
Don't trust fat people.
How about Puff
a
the
meta-
Magic Dragon? Do you know what that
Oh,
song's
yeah.
about?
Is that a metaphor?
yeah. So let's see. Metaphors
Weed,
are
baby.
That's about blowing smoke up a dragon's ass.
Weed smoke.
cool. No, you're taking it
No,
too literally,
no,
Ryan. It's a metaphor.
William, it's blowing smoke. Never blow smoke up a dragon's ass. And dragons
Oh,
obviously
puff
aren't
is the
real. So the
verb.
metaphor is, or dragon is a metaphor for people that are snakes, bad influences. And you never want to
And
blow smoke
puff.
up their ass. Never compliment a dragon.
Oh, compliment.
So yeah, the doctor injects him with his cock in the cock with a giant needle, and then he can't get a boner, and then the chick shows up, and she's like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
great news! I was raped by my boss, and I didn't like it. But then after I got fucked, I was like, okay, let's just do it again, and then I
What?
enjoyed it. So we don't need to be together anymore." And he's like, "What?
Classic.
Oh, I made myself
Kind of an
impotent."
Italian joke, I feel
It's
like.
very weird, very fast.
Also,
There's
the way
Italian
he
guys
Yeah.
had to go
cracking up
intimate
about that.
was impotent was wild.
Yeah, he got
He had to
in
stick a
big
giant ass.
syringe.
It's
But I didn't get,
weird.
because he was like, cut my dick off. And then the guy was like,
But-
I'm going to poke you with a big syringe. And when he pokes him with a big syringe, he's
You don't have a dick.
like, he's saying, cut my dick off. And like, I don't care. Do it.
Yeah.
And the syringe is like, he screams in agony. And I'm just wondering what we're supposed to take away from that.
He was so horned up that he was willing to snap his little dungus off.
Yeah, but then I don't
And
think this is
also
a good
that would've-
strategy.
he would have screamed either way, but this one he's gonna have to deal with it.
Okay. I think I see.
He liked this
To
chick so
what?
much he was
And then
willing to
do
cut
what?
his dick off.
He's not thinking long
Marry
term.
her.
You know,
He's not at all. No,
oh,
he's
he's
lost
just a
his
really
mind.
good kisser. She got those
Kiss
big
her.
lip injections. So
There's
yeah, I
other
get it.
things you can do.
You could get like kissed on the pat with a fleshy
You always get a
patch
new
where your
one.
penis once was.
No, for them, you just become a selfless lover.
I wonder, that sounds like it would feel kind of interesting, by the way, if you had no penis to
You
get
can always-
like
William, what's that like?
big
Puss.
injected lips on your. Thanks for not just
it's not as
doing
bad
that
as
to
you
me.
think.
So glad you didn't do
Well,
that.
I was gonna
honestly
pass it off to
say,
William.
well, no, Adam, I was gonna say, William, what's that like? And then Adam, like in your response as a different person, all with dealing with the same problem, what is that like for you?
Dude.
And then I'll give you my
Speaking- You
opinions
don't need
on
a
what
penis
it's
to be
like
a
for me,
man.
because all three of us are in the same situation
Right. That's how we found each other.
on a forum.
Yeah. For guys with fleshy
William
mounds
started a Reddit
instead of
about it.
penises.
Subreddit r
Yeah,
dash
no dick problems.
slash
It was
no dick.
literally the three of us.
It was just the three of us talking. I remember there was a guy on a website. Well, I forget what it was called. It was big 20 years ago. It was like the BDSM website. And there was like a 7 to 11 picture series of him putting
Yeah.
a rubber band around
that's
his
Pain
penis
Olympics,
and
right?
then cutting off the tip. And then, but it was like
So it's fake. as
digital
hell.
photos, and then he was just holding the tip
Right.
of his penis in his hands.
Is it? That
Yeah,
was
if
one
it
of the
was
scarring
digital
internet things that I
photos.
saw.
It looked real to me.
That was like a goatsy thing for me.
William said
Hopefully
that
it's
was
fake,
awesome.
but it was awesome. Well, what was weird is that he didn't have any tattoos or anything, so it looked very surreal. It's just like, wow, this guy has like no tattoos and just
So
went
William,
for like,
you
I'm
think
gonna cut
people
the
with
tip of my
tattoos
penis
are just
off
out
and
there
do it for
wanting to cut
internet
their
coil.
dick tip off?
Makes sense.
Well, I most of the people on that
like
website
the
were
road.
Body mods.
heavily tattooed,
Maybe that was
heavily
that's just where he started.
body modification. So it makes,
It ends with cutting the tip of your penis.
and they
off
were
and
upping
showing
the
it
end.
to
Yeah, that's what I'm
camera.
saying. So
It's fake.
that might have been that would be a good ending for a movie, honestly.
I think that'd be a good start.
I want to see where this guy's life goes.
Yeah, exactly. He's
So
just
you-
in the hospital
Okay,
for
here we
3
go.
months with weird
Oh, here we
infections
go.
and like weird surgeries. He never leaves the hospital. It's all filmed within the hospital. 3 rooms, 3 locations.
Yeah.
Operating room, recovery bed, hospital bathroom.
I almost
And like the first
You got
the first
you
time he
gotta
has
focus
well,
on
that's
the
a
hospital
Joaquin
bathroom.
role.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, because there's gonna be a
Oh,
time
yeah.
where he just pees and it's just like comes out of all the through the stitches.
Mm-hmm. It's like, why?
That would
He'll
be
have to go
if
method
he's
and
gonna
really do
go
it.
if they're gonna hire somebody for the method, that'd be Pattinson.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
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 The
The
man with no
Lighthouse,
penis
the
tip.
Batman, the man with no
The man with no
penis.
tattoos or a penis tip.
Oh, to jump straight ahead to that.
That's
Be
the
like,
title.
guys. I'm
And then
not
the
really a
first thing he
tattoo
does,
guy.
and then the end of the movie, the first thing he does is get his first tattoo and he goes in. So it's this recovery. It's this crazy 4-year recovery, 90-minute film. 80 of the minutes is his recovery in the hospital, crying, drama, very serious because he cut his little tip off. Goes into he used sewing scissors to cut his little tip off. Goes into
I
a
think he used
tattoo.
a razor blade. Right, really?
No, I'm saying in the script I'm writing right now. Goes into a tattoo shop, gets a little
No,
bitty
it's all about
flash
penis
that's like half an inch, and then
guillotine.
immediately said like the first time the needle touches his skin, he goes, "Oh, stop, 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 stop! Ouch, 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 ouch!" And then credits roll.
And you
Ouch,
have to
ouch!
keep in mind this
No,
whole.
too much pain, too much pain.
Ouch,
You have to
ouch,
keep in mind
ouch,
the whole
ouch,
time
ouch, ouch.
he cut the head of his penis off. That's off.
Yeah, he's
off
walking
screen
in.
information.
And he's walking in. No, that's the whole movie is him cutting his tip off, and this is supposed to be his big climax breakthrough, stepping into the world
Right,
again.
right, right.
And he walks into the tattoo shop with those like Breaking Bad crutches. So like his dick tip
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
killed him, and he goes in to get
It's
a
like his
tiny little
Achilles
flash
heel.
tattoo, and he just can't handle the pain. And then credits roll, and it's the moral of that movie is this guy's a bitch.
That's
I just pitched a perfect movie.
yeah.
My girlfriend was on
It's a good moral, too.
a website. My girlfriend was on a website called fetlife.com,
Which way is she on it?
fetishlife.com. And in the categories, there's like hundreds of categories, and some of them are so funny. One just says like urinal, little bitch. This is like
Is she like a
self-identifying.
That sounds like a
member?
good
Is she
social media
like
network.
a user, or is she like put content out?
She just goes up. You know,
She's
she's
kind of,
just
Mm-hmm.
browsing.
I'd be curious if your
Fat
girlfriend
life.
likes this movie more or Amelie more.
Well, she does not like this movie,
So
and she
this
probably would hate Amelie.
That's cool.
She didn't like
There
this
should
movie.
be a
Why?
social media network for little bitches. So meet other little bitches. You know,
That's literally what William just said was on that fetish website.
This movie's a little too
oh, I see.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's good.
masculine for her
You have to
taste.
connect these.
Oh, what? When he went down
Human
on this girl
these
on her
human
husband's
beings.
grave?
I realized the movie.
nasty.
Oh, I realized that the movie
Well,
she
that's-
likes tend
that's
to
the
be
deal.
about women.
Maybe she'd like
And it
Amelie.
was like, oh, that was a big.
Maybe she'd like old
Of
Roseanne
course.
Barr stand up.
She likes Roseanne. So the ending of Cemetery Man, he goes crazy, and it's like his universe is falling apart, reality's falling apart, and he escapes with a Nagi. And they're driving, and they go through a tunnel, and then they get it to like a road that just ends like a cliff, and they like stare out into the abyss, and then the camera pulls out, and it turns out they're in a snow
Yeah.
globe that's in the opening credits of the movie. But it's just this like weird snow globe ending, and I don't normally like this snow globe ending, but in this movie, this was the first movie I ever saw a snow globe
What else has
ending,
it?
and
That's the thing with the snow globe ending is once
I
you
like
when
it.
you see it for the first time, you're like, holy that's fucking stupid and weird. Okay, I'm down. Then you see the second, it's like a dream ending. when it's like,
Yeah,
oh, the whole
yeah.
thing was a dream.
First time
The
that
first
gets you
time-
really good.
Oh, the first time you get that, you're like, what the shit?
Yeah. It was a fucking dream. Are you
Bru-
fucking kidding me?
Bruce
I'm
Willis
in a
was
snow
dead this
globe.
whole dang time.
Yeah. I think what other movie? Because I feel like you're just thinking of that. I think it's General Hospital is the other thing that ends with a snow globe.
Saint
Dream.
Elsewhere.
No, that's a dream.
Saying
isn't it?
Elsewhere. Thank you.
Saint Elsewhere.
No, it's
Krampus ends with a snow globe.
Who's holding the
Um,
snow globe? Like, what reality is that?
There's a 70s movie.
Insane Elsewhere. It's like a dying
It's an autistic boy holding a snow
autistic boy
globe.
holding a snow globe.
It's
So
a
it's
young
his
Adam
thoughts?
Bowers.
It's a little no. It's a young you.
It's more of a young you.
No.
I'd say it's a more of a old William.
Yeah.
No.
Get him
No,
right.
no.
I'd say it's a drunk dementia Ryan at middle age.
You're like, whoa, snow globe.
What?
According to Cassandra Explains It All, Pretty Little Liars incorporated a snow globe into its show and finale.
Yeah.
Oh, good to know. Thank you, Cassandra.
Chiming in.
Me?
There's a 70s movie, you know.
No,
I
Cassandra
forget the
chimed in.
title.
Oh, she chimed in.
We got a live.
What are you talking about? You texted her?
No, we got a live call. You can call in. We've got
Well, I don't
about 6
understand.
people on hold.
Stravinsky, that's the big one from the 70s. Snow globe ending.
Okay. So
It's all about this. It's all about the snow.
No,
Snow globe
Spoiler.
beginning.
snow globe beginning.
Snow globe
Oh,
beginning.
holy
SB.
shit!
SGB.
True that. True
You down
that.
with SGB?
That's a good point.
A little film by Mr. Orson Welles.
Go
Check
on.
it out.
Let's do Citizen Kane.
I've never seen it.
Look, Cemetery Man's great movie. Everybody loves it. What's our ratings? Let's finish this episode. It cannot be more than 90 minutes.
Mhm.
I'm sitting at a loose 3.5. 3.25.
Go explain.
It was cool.
Take as much time as you need. By the way,
William was selling me or trying to sell me on the you'll love this. It's a comic book. Kind of got Crow vibes, Constantine vibes. It was good. It just there wasn't really a through line that did much. There really wasn't a through line at all.
yeah, it was a little. Let's face it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's kind of like more of a character.
No.
But
It's like 5 stories.
There was some really
ultimately.
sick shots. Like right before that hookup when they hook up in the tombstone and it starts on this tiny little castle with a fake moon background. Like there's some shots that I was like, that's dope. That time and production
Yeah.
was put to this. It seemed like they cut a good chunk of the movie.
They were trying. Oh, cut a
But
good chunk.
yeah,
Any
like
thoughts, William?
on the edit.
Well, here's the thing. They don't ever explain what is going on. They never say why the dead are rising.
Exactly.
What's happening in his
He
mind.
kind of mentions it at the beginning where he's just like, I'm sent here. He gives what his job is. And he's like, I'm sent here to do this, this, and that.
This is a
I'm
movie.
here to defend the cemetery. There's other people across the world that do this too. So it's like a world building thing for 20 seconds.
Right.
I watched this movie in like middle school on TV late at night. You know, the snow globe ending just like blew me away. Like I grew up with this movie and I saw this before Evil Dead 2. I saw it before Dead Alive. This is like growing up, this was like one of my favorite movies. So for me, this is a 5, you know.
It's your Amelie.
As a horror movie fan, it's you know, I'm connected
It's
to
your
this
Amelie.
movie. I love this movie. Amelie.
This is your Crow.
Amelie is a movie I enjoyed in my early 20s. I don't enjoy it as much now.
This really sounds like your Crow. For me, like Crow is my movie. How you just described it, that's my Crow.
This is my Crow because it has
The Crow is your Amelie.
the thing I like about Cemetery Man
Yeah.
is like
Adam's Crow's Cars.
I do like the attitude. I do like how he gets his penis injected by the doctor. I do like these weird surreal moments. I like the ending. I like how weird it is, but I also like how goofy and funny it is with all this very heavy shit happening. And I think it gives it more impact. You could find the movie very goofy and light and kind of like, well, I can't take it seriously. But for me, that's like what's unique about it. That's what makes it like.
Yeah,
That's really
it was
cool.
definitely engaging.
And it goes farther than you would in every scene. It goes a little bit farther than you think it will. And it definitely goes farther than any movie now would do.
Yes.
Whoa, shots fired to now.
I mean so first of all, that guy specifically on that gal or his dumb henchman falls in love with a child, the daughter of the mayor, and
classic.
then
classic
takes
dumb-
her corpse, takes the head off of her corpse,
Classic
and
dumb
then
guy
is
move.
like falls in love with it.
But she's a
So there's
a
like
teenager.
weird, there's
She's a
pedophile
teenager.
vibe, and he's like 40.
Yeah, but he has the
And it's
mind of a
like
child.
classic-
He has the mind of a child.
That's what he says, but
For me,
no. So then they push that, and then I'm like, okay, but the pedophile part can't go that. It can't go further than that. And he's like, oh, now he's like a necrophiliac pedophile.
so your 3.5 is because you're taking a stand against pedophiles and necrophiliacs.
I'm just as an
Did you dock
ally.
it?
As an ally, I feel like I have to.
You know, it'd be funny if there was a movie about a guy who.
So that's why it's 3.25. Yeah.
It'd be funny if there was a movie
You're
about a guy
anti-necrophiliac.
who molested pedophiles and stalked them.
Oh, like a Dexter for
Yeah, to teach them a lesson. Like, you don't. Hey,
pedophile of pedophiles. Yeah.
you want to go to the comic book store? I'll buy you a video
Talking
game.
to a guy that looks like just like him. It's like you, honestly.
Thank
you could be that. This is kind of your destiny, maybe, William. gotta teach
the
these
Van
guys a
Helsing
lesson.
of pedophile hunters.
Yeah.
But I molest them and I put it on YouTube.
You're like a Blade. Yeah, you're like Blade.
Hey man, what's up? You thought you're gonna see a 14-year-old girl, but you saw me instead. Now I'm gonna touch it.
And
Now I'm
instead
gonna
of Chris
suck your
Hansen.
cock.
Yes. And then if they try and run, there's a,
Confronting him on
you
camera.
got
You just
if they try and run, they got a guy in the bush dressed like a bush that runs out and catches them, like they do in the.
then they
Chris
drag him
Hansen.
back to you, and then you keep molesting him.
You don't like that, do
It's
you?
good.
Doesn't feel
You
good.
got to do. Chris Hansen, how much does he care if he's not willing to do that?
Chris Hansen rolls. He's took all the money from his Kickstarter and bought a car.
That's awesome.
Good
He's
for
got
him.
a Kickstarter.
Good for him.
Why do you need a
Maybe
Kickstarter?
He was gonna make his own To Catch a Predator online streaming show.
Oh, nice.
he's
I
listening
mean,
in.
might as well. I don't
And he
think he
got a
did
car
no
and
harm.
said, it's a good. I mean, I'm sure those pedophiles have been caught.
And then
you know,
immediately
ones that
after
he
he
would've
buys
caught.
the car, as he buys the car, we get an Amber Alert about that specific car. God
Oh my
damn it,
God.
Hanson, the
Played the
ultimate
long con.
predator.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, it was him all along.
It was
He was
my
those were
God.
just other predators that did him wrong. So we kind of
Adam, give your rating. Let's end this goddamn episode.
I liked this movie because
I like
actually this movie
episode.
fulfilled. This movie is like creative and like they're trying to make a good movie and stuff.
like
And yeah, it's funny. It's got this
Amelie.
like levity
It's like
thing,
Amelie.
very much like Amelie, another great film. When are we going to do Amelie, by the way?
So that was probably the end of the
Anyway,
episode.
so-
I think.
But also, on top of this stuff, it really fulfilled my personal fantasy of killing my mayor.
Yours? You have a mayor specifically all to yourself?
I just want to kill a mayor. I want to be like an assassin for.
You want to be like Dan White
a mayor level
Want to kill
assassin.
the mayor and
Well, I'll tell you,
his gay city supervisor
Yeah, yeah.
because he lost the
They were
election.
mean to me at a function or something.
You lost the election.
first thing you should do is
Yeah.
maybe not announce that on a podcast as like an assassin.
This is Adam's
Same.
idea of a joke.
This is a big movie for
I'm
anybody who
gonna
fantasizes
kill
about
the
killing their mayor.
president. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
We're joking.
The
Of
president,
course, we're joking.
the
We're killing
presidential
mayor.
assassin.
But there's a lot of people out there who would like to kill their mayor. So this movie is for them, for you guys. For
Roseanne,
us.
that'd be Roseanne special. I'm gonna kill
Oh,
the
that is true, that-
president.
I do like that mayor angle now because I forgot the mayor got totally murdered.
Yeah, that's all. I was saying.
Zombified.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that 4 stars. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. But yeah, I wish it was aimlessness. It's a little.
You're like, where we're going?
What's the deal? So wait, hold on a second. So wait, we didn't talk about the big thing, which is that he like goes out through the tunnel and then he realizes there's no outside.
Yeah,
There's
wait,
no road.
there's no answer either.
What is that?
Sorry,
No,
hate
it's
to break
the,
it to you.
It's the
What do you
well,
think?
yeah,
though?
it's the freaking. You think what the metaphor is?
I want to know, what do you think, Adam?
Yeah.
Is it about? I think it's about life, man.
Well, yeah, it's about life and death. The whole movie's about life and death. It's
That's what I'm
about a
saying.
guy who works at a grave. Every internal dialogue he had was like, "There's a fine, like people get mad when you." It was just all about life and death. I can't even think of the dialogue now.
Yeah, and the end is about like, oh, you can't. That life is a thing. It's like beyond that is death, beyond the world that they are in. This is their reality.
He
It's
even
like,
talks to
there's-
death a few times.
So yeah, and then he talks to death too. So anyway, it's about life.
You're not going to get an ending
Right.
like this in any other 90s horror movie. That's like the really unique thing about this film. You're not going to get this sense of madness combined with goofiness and silliness and like gross out humor. This is a very unique.
That's true.
It's a very unique film. It's like, what if the Garbage Pail Kids movie was existential?
What do you mean?
Mhm. What do you mean by that?
Because it was. What? They're kids that grew up in garbage pails. Like, what is not?
They're
what do you,
they're aliens who arrive on Earth in a garbage-shaped spaceship.
Yeah, and what is that if not existential? Extraterrestrial
Aren't we all
essential.
like that in a way?
That's above existential. It's extraterrestrial essential.
All right. Okay, it's like
This guy knows his stuff.
I think a very gross, silly movie. I mean, Problem Child 2, if it was existential, it's pretty existential.
This conversation's pretty existential.
Freddy
man.
Got Fingered, another great existential, gross out comedy. But it's not like those. It's just this movie is cool in a way that other horror movies are not. That's my final.
Is it
thought.
labeled a horror
Oh
or
yeah,
sci-fi?
this is definitely a horror
Okay.
film. The real key element to a horror film is the sense of not knowing if it's real or not.
It's a horror.
Rosemary's Baby,
Real?
Repulsion. If you don't know
Oh, I
if
see.
reality is
Yeah.
real or if you're am I
Supernatural or
wrong? Is
whatever.
this that's that element of suspense where you're like always off guard.
Mm.
Is that really my girlfriend I
Very
killed
true.
again?
Yeah, I like. Yeah, I guess it's a horror.
It was
Yeah.
4.5. Maybe.
I'm
I like
gonna.
what I
You know
hear.
what? I'm gonna move mine up to 3.30.
Dang, that's a big move.
Okay, cool.
That 3-0, that big O at
Means
the
a
end
lot.
really adds a lot.
Nice scale.
There's 0. Sorry.
Rio.
No, I'm gonna stick 3-0.
Well, that's our Halloween episode, everybody. We hope you have a happy Halloween. Stay safe in your house.
Don't go out.
Do not go outside. There are
Too scary.
Hey,
bad people
check
roaming
your
the
candy.
streets.
check
you
your
might
candy.
be scared.
Eat your candy, and if you feel a prick or anything on your mouth, spit it out.
I don't celebrate Halloween. I'm too scared.